Cheeky Crumbs! Today we're going to be making this awesome gingerbread house. I'm so excited. It has lights inside, see-through windows, lots of snow and decorations, and I'm wearing another super cool sweater with a little pom-pom again. And I just love Christmas. I am way too excited. So let's get started. What you're gonna need: 2 donuts. For your gingerbread, you're gonna need 180 grams of butter, 125 grams of brown sugar, 300 grams of treacle or golden syrup or honey, 500 grams of plain flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. For the royal icing, you'll need 500 grams of icing sugar, 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and 3 egg whites, and to decorate, a bunch of candy. I'm going to be using these silicone gingerbread house molds, but you can use a template and just cut out the ginger. It's really the same thing. Start by preheating your oven to 170 degrees Celsius. In a large pan, melt your butter over low heat, and once it's melted, you're going to add in your sugar and your treacle, or I'm using honey in this case because we don't have treacle in Italy. And you're gonna stir, and as soon as you start stirring, you're gonna want to take it off the heat. So I'm just gonna finish my honey, and then I'm gonna take it off the heat and keep stirring. Now you're gonna add all of your dry ingredients. So we're gonna add our ginger, our salt, and I like to add the flour like half at a time, not all in one go. So I'm gonna add half the flour and keep stirring. And once that's incorporated, we're gonna add the other half of our flour and our bicarbonate of soda. Next, you're gonna tip your dough out onto a floured surface, and you're gonna start to knead it. So it's gonna come together. And we're just gonna keep doing this until we get a nice dough. So once you get your dough like this, so we're just gonna tear off some pieces of dough and put them in the mold. And we're just gonna squish it down to fit and fill the whole mold shape. And we're gonna do it with all the little pieces. So here are our gingerbread house molds, and I'm excited. And you're gonna have to place these on a baking tray, and I like to bake one at a time in the middle of the oven. And they will bake for about 25 to 35 minutes. You have to keep an eye on them, and they will stiffen up as they cool down, so don't be scared if they look or feel a little soft, because they will crisp up. So I've taken my gingerbread out of the mold, and it's still quite hot and soft. So using a sharp knife, I want to remove the windows because I'm going to be placing lights inside the house if all goes well. So I want that to shine through. So I'm going to try and just cut out these little window parts, and then in some of the windows I'm going to cut out the whole window. So as you can see, I have cut my windows and eaten some of the extra bits. Whoops. And what I want to do now is I'm going to warm some boiled sweets. So I'm going to crush them and heat them in a pan until they melt, and then I'm going to fill in the window so it's like a stained glass effect, like the biscuits I did last week, which you can see hanging on my tree over here. Yay! And they're so cute with the lights behind. So it's going to be the same effect. Okay, so I've melted my sweets, and I'm just going to pour it into the little window hole, just like that. And then this will dry, and it will come off the parchment paper, and it will be like transparent, like you'll be able to see through it. And be careful because they are very hot. Now that our gingerbread house is drying over there, we can focus on the royal icing. So I have placed all of my icing sugar and my cream of tartar in here, And all you're gonna wanna do while the mixer is running initially on low, otherwise you're just gonna get a cloud in your face, you're gonna gradually add your egg whites very slowly and be careful. I've been whisking my royal icing for a couple of minutes and it's nice and stiff. As you can see, it holds its shape. And I'm gonna use most of it white, but I wanna color some of it just for little details of decorations. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the icing, maybe on the other side. Just gonna take a little bit and place it in a little bowl. And I want to color this in with some red. So all I'm gonna do is take my red food coloring and I'm gonna put a couple of drops inside, and then I'm gonna stir it until I get a nice red color. Using my red icing, I'm gonna pipe the window frames, and you can do this in any color and you can use any decorations you like on your gingerbread house. Next, I'm going to use these fizzy and sour sweets as my flower pots. So I'm going to draw a line with my royal icing and just stick them down. I've outlined my door with some fizzy sour candy, and I've made some green royal icing, and with a star tip, I'm going to make a wreath. So I'm just going to draw a circle on the door, and then I'm going to put these little red sprinkles to make it a little more festive. So I found this candy, which is actually a licorice like this, and it has different colors. And all I've done is I cut it so it's a bit thinner, and I think they look like little flowers. So what I'm gonna do now, I put the green with the little tip, the thin tip, and I'm gonna pipe some like stems with leaves, and then I'm gonna put my flowers over here. Oh, so cute. Now we're ready to assemble our gingerbread house. I'm using an already used cake board, but that doesn't matter as I'm going to cover my entire cake board. Start by piping a line of white royal icing, and then just place the side wall on top of it and use a mug to hold it up in place. Next, place some royal icing on the side of your wall and take the front panel of your house and place royal icing on the bottom wall and place it on the cake board. Next, you're going to do the same thing with your other side panel and the back of the house, and you can use the mug to help you keep it all in place. This will need to dry for about 20 minutes. So this is our gingerbread house, and it has hardened. And I bought these lights. They're like 10 little LEDs, and I just wrapped this styrofoam piece with some tissue paper so that I can kind of let it stand in the middle so the lights don't just fall. So I'm going to place this inside here, and then I'm just going to place my lights inside. And I'm gonna place the battery, it has this like on-off switch. I'm gonna place it near the doorway, just like that, so that I can easily access the switch. And now I'm gonna play around and try and place my lights near the windows that I have. So I've turned the lights on, and I'm so happy. You can see it through almost every window. And in the front here, you can see I have the battery. So I can just press the off switch and it easily turns off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to place my door in front. I'm not gonna lock it in place. I'm just gonna put it there. So now we're ready to attach the roof. Using your white, you're going to put some royal icing on the side over here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my roof and I'm going to switch it down, just like that. And then I'm gonna use my little ramekins as support to hold it in place. And you wanna just make sure you centered it properly. so that the other piece of the roof will also fit, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna fit. And this will need to dry for another 15 to 20 minutes, so just leave it on there. I'm gonna put some snow in the windows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pipe some snow inside my windows and on the top as well. And then what you can do, you take a little skewer and you dip it in a little bit of water, and this will help you mold the icing that you just put on, and you can let it like fall and create little drops. So I'm gonna make my lights now. I'm gonna use my green, and all I'm gonna do is I'm going to start from here and I'm gonna work down like this and then back around. And for my lights, I'm gonna be using little mini Smarties, which are so cute. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to stick them on over my thread. So now I want to show you how I'm gonna do the roof, and I've already done this side. This is how I want to make my roof, like it's been snowing for days. So all you do with the same tip we had on before, you're just going to work from the bottom towards the top. So you're going to press and leave and press and leave. And then all you do is you go on top where you left off and do exactly the same thing. I had some leftover icing and I just added just a little bit of water, like a teaspoon. And what I want to do now, I want to take a brush and just get some of that icing, and I want to brush it onto my cake board. Now that I covered my whole cake board, all you're gonna do is sprinkle the coconut on the top, and it's gonna look like snow. So here's my gingerbread house, and it's fantastic. It is so colorful and extremely gorgeous. I love how it's super snowy and the lights and the tree, and I also really like the flowers on the side, and I'm really proud of the roof as well. And I'm just going to maybe dim the lights a little so we can see. Aww. You can see the little lights inside and in the side window. I'm just so happy. It looks so cute. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you try and make it, and send me pictures if you do, because I love seeing what you guys make. And let me know what you would like to see me make in my future videos. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!